It's your boy Low Tier Hero, and today we are covering the Snake-Eyes deck that is continuously just decimating the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel ranked. We had a couple people reach out to me on Instagram and some in the comments below on YouTube asking me if I can do a counter guide, and believe me when I say this, that means the world to me. I'm glad that these counter guides are being effective and used as a resource. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to cover the overview, when to Ash, Imperm, direct counters, floodgates, and board breakers, hopefully bringing you a plethora of knowledge and experience that you can translate to your Yu-Gi-Oh! Ranked series journey. Let's just go ahead and start it with the overview. The Snake-Eyes theme is a strategy in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and TCG game, of course, that we know that is centered around leveraging level 1 fire monsters for special summoning prowess, particularly by manipulating the spell and trap zone. They even have a boss monster, Snake-Eyes Flame Dragon, which is a pivotal level 8 fire dragon monster. Its unique ability to convert any monster on the field or in graveyards into continuous spell cards, coupled with its opponent's turn capability to special summon these monsters, provides significant board control and disruption. They also have some pretty great spell and trap support. The deck is supported by 3 spells and 1 trap that enhances its mechanics. This includes the ability to transform monsters into continuous spells, boost the stats of level 1 fire monsters, and facilitate special summons from the spell and trap zone. And it also has theme synergies, integration with level 1 fire and pyro support cards, such as in the future we will have Bonfire, but we don't have it now, but I'll include it anyways, and 1-for-1, as well as synergies with cards like Sunwolf and Bestower and Princess that enhance the theme's versatility and defense capabilities. It even goes into some crazy synchro plays with the use and abuse of Jet Synchron. And if you didn't run Kurikara and you're planning on playing the Snake-Eyes deck, Kurikara is a level 1 fire monster which can be searched with Snake-Eyes and the Diabellstar combination. It just creates a searchable Nibiru with existing support cards. This theme excels in versatility and board control, making it a formidable strategy in the gameplay. Do you want to play synchro based? Do you want to play link based? Do you want to play both? You really can do it all with this deck. This deck is literally taking Master Duel by storm. When should you Ash, Maxi, and Imperm? We've got you covered. Your number 1 target for Ash and Imperm is going to be Snake-Eyes Ash. Snake-Eyes Ash serves as the key card, and I cannot emphasize this anymore. Without Snake-Eyes Ash, the deck can still execute a great end board, but Snake-Eyes Ash is just so monumental to the strategy. If you cannot prevent the Snake-Eyes Ash, upon its summon, Snake-Eyes Ash not only searches for another card from the deck, but also has a secondary effect that allows it to special summon an additional Snake-Eyes monster directly to the field. This dual threat capability makes it a prime target for disruption. Infinite Impermanence should be your first line of defense against Snake-Eyes Ash. Applying Imperm immediately upon its summon can halt both its search and special summon abilities. This early intervention is crucial as it prevents the opponent from establishing board presence. If you do not have Infinite Impermanence, and remember when we talk about Infinite Impermanence, we are encompassing Ghost Mourner, Effect Veiler, Breakthrough Skill, any hand trap or set trap that can negate an effect. Then Ash Blossom becomes your next best countermeasure. Using Ash to negate Snake-Eyes Ash's effect can slow your opponent's momentum, forcing them to adapt or conclude their turn prematurely with a mid-range combo setup instead of a full combo board. Without appropriate intervention, Snake-Eyes Ash can initiate a devastating sequence of plays. Upon activation, Snake-Eyes Ash will search for Poplar, which then Poplar will special summon itself to the field. Poplar will then search Divine Temple to the hand, and of course they're going to go into a link play. Poplar will link summon into Link Karibo, activating its graveyard effect to return itself as a continuous spell onto the board. Snake-Eyes Ash will then employ its secondary effect, sacrificing itself and Poplar to special summon Oak. Oak then facilitates the rebirth of Ash while Divine Temple is activated, setting Flameburge in the spell trap zone. Oak proceeds to send Flameburge to the graveyard, enabling the special summon of another Flameburge and 2 level 1 fire monsters, culminating in a formidable board featuring Bestower of Flames, Barone, Borrowload, and Appaloosa. So if you don't want to lose literally on turn 0, please do your best to stop the Ash in any way, shape, or form that you possibly can. With the release of Snake-Eyes Poplar in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, this card has significantly amplified the potency of the Snake-Eyes deck, making it a formidable force, because if Snake-Eyes was introduced to Master Duel without Poplar, honestly, I think it would have been a very mid to low range deck. Poplar acts as a pivotal piece in the deck strategy, capable of initiating powerful combos that can overwhelm opponents if left unchecked. Its ability to search for Divine Temple directly from the deck and trigger combo sequences independently makes it a critical target for disruption. Similar to handling Snake-Eyes Ash, your immediate response should be to utilize Infinite Impermanence or Ash Blossom to negate Poplar's effect. Doing so not only prevents the search for Divine Temple, but also stops the ensuing combo that could establish a daunting board presence without the need for Ash to be on the field initially, especially because it gets paired up with the Diabellstar and the wanted spells. However, it's crucial to recognize that Poplar's activation might serve as bait, with the opponent potentially holding additional spells such as the wanted spells and the original sins and even Diabellstar in hand to continue their combo plays regardless of Poplar getting stopped. This necessitates a careful assessment of the game state and your available resources before deciding to commit to negate Poplar. However, again, failing to disrupt Poplar can lead to a combo sequence similar to the one initiated by Snake-Eyes Ash, with the potential for Snake-Eyes Ash to join the board post Poplar's effect. This underscores Poplar's standalone threat as a combo enabler capable of setting the stage for the opponent's key plays without immediate reliance on other snake-eyed monsters. The third option is going to be Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils. If for some reason you were not able to stop the Snake-Eyes Ash or the Snake-Eyes Poplar, or maybe they didn't draw into those cards and they're solely relying on the Wanted and Diabellstar engine, then Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils represents a monumental juncture, serving as a crucial conduit for accessing additional resources and facilitating further combo progression. What this means is the activation of Wanted is a critical moment, offering a window to significantly disrupt their strategy before it fully materializes into a formidable board. If your opponent is starting off with the Diabellstar engine and they're playing the Snake-Eyes deck, chances are they're going to have a very slow buildup. The activation of Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils is a prime opportunity for intervention, and you'll want to utilize Ash Blossom against this card to impede their ability to search for Diabellstar and subsequently prevent the special summoning sequence that could lead to a powerful synchro and or link board. Wanted is left unchecked. Wanted can enable the opponent to search and special summon Diabellstar to the field. Typically, the summoning of Diabellstar involves sending a face-up Poplar or a Snake-Eyes monster to the graveyard. Upon a successful summon, Diabellstar then facilitates the search for Original Sin, setting the stage for summoning and searching and comboing with the likes of Jet Synchron from the deck, which can set up a crazy board. Again, you do not want to lose turn 0, turn 1. The last card that you should imperm is probably going to be Bestower, and the reason being is because if you are in the grind game and you somehow top deck an imperm, and this card is going to try to special summon cards from the graveyard, this is your prime opportunity to just stop it and prevent further comboing and stop them from essentially beating you in the top deck game. So in my experience and in my opinion, I think that the best cards that you should hit are going to be obviously the Snake-Eyes Ash. You can use Ash Blossom or Infinite Impermanence. You can also use Infinite Impermanence or Ash on Poplar. You could use Ash on Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils. However, everything is going to be subjective to the game state, so just keep that in mind. It's all going to depend on how the opponent starts their Snake-Eyes combo and what resources you have to respond to their activations. And in regards to Maxi is a game changer to game decimation. In the ever-evolving landscape of competitive play, certain cards stand out for their profound impact on the dynamics of a duel. Among these, Maxi, as we all know, and you know what, I'll even throw Dimension Shifter, are recognized as the most potent tools capable of swinging the momentum in your favor against the high combo, high risk, high reward deck like Snake-Eyes. Their application can be so decisive that in instances where the Snake-Eyes player lacks a counter to the Maxi or the Dimension Shifter, it's literally a GG. I cannot stress that enough. It is a GG. You will win that game instantaneously. Now that we've covered when to Ash Maxi and Infinite Impermanence, and I even threw Dimension Shifter in there as well. Oh yes, definitely activate Maxi or Dimension Shifter during draw phase or during the standby phase. You want to avoid that triple tactics talents. It is being used by almost every deck in Master and almost every deck in Diamond in my experience. Every deck that I played is always activating TTT against me. You can't avoid the thrust, but you can avoid the TTT, which arguably is better in regards to a grind game. Moving on to 5 direct counters to the Snake-Eyes archetype in the dynamic environment of competitive play, as we've discussed, especially against a formidable deck and a new deck like Snake-Eyes, where people are still learning the combos, people are still learning to play against it. Having a strategic array of counters is essential. Here we delve into 5 direct counters that can significantly impact your ability to dismantle the Snake-Eyes strategy, highlighting their specific uses and optimal targets within this matchup. The first card on our list is going to be Called by the Grave. This card is a powerhouse against Snake-Eyes, capable of neutralizing their graveyard strategies and even providing protection against opposing hand traps. The main targets with Called by the Grave, you'll want to prioritize hitting Snake-Eye, Ash, and Oak if they're in the graveyard, following the tribute for a special summon from the deck, as well as on Flameburge and Promethean Princess. Use it again based on your board in the game state. What do they have engraved? What do they have on board? That's how you'll determine which are the better options to target. Use of this card can significantly disrupt the opponent's game plan, making it a valuable asset in your counter strategy. The next card on our list is going to be number 2, DD Crow. DD Crow shines in this matchup, offering targeted graveyard disruption that can cripple components of the Snake-Eyes strategy. While some underestimate its effectiveness because I haven't seen DD Crow in a minute, using DD Crow against the right targets can turn the tide of the duel. The primary targets, in my opinion, for the DD Crow include, of course, Promethean Princess, Promethean Princess's targets to Reborn, and Flameburge. It's critical to deploy DD Crow against these cards to disrupt the opponent's graveyard-based plays. Another option that you could also consider is hitting the Poplar Engrave when it attempts to bring itself to the spell and trap card zone. At number 3, we've got Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion. Ghost Bell finds exceptional utility in this format, personally, effectively countering graveyard-based summoning and effect triggers. The most impactful moments to activate Ghost Bell include during the activation of Flameburg's Graveyard Double Summon, Oak's Graveyard Summon, and both of Promethean Princess's effects. Even Poplar can be included as well in this if you really want to just throw more salt to their wounds. This card is under the radar, and I really do not know why, because it's effective against not only the Snake-Eyes strategy, but on Master Duel, it's also great against Sprite variants, Monodium variants, Branded variants, and even Super Heavy Samurai. And I believe, don't quote me on this, it might even be very good against Vanquish Soul, Mathmic, and Labyrinth, even against Rescue Ace. So Ghost Bell has a ton of utility. Do not sleep on Ghost Bell. At number 4, we've got Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone offers a versatile and potent spell trap removal option that does not destroy, that completely sends it to the banish zone. Focus on banishing the opponent's field spell, Divine Temple, or key cards like IP in the spell zone, Flameburge in the spell zone, Poplar in the spell zone. Given the prevalence of back row centric strategies in the current meta, such as those of Labyrinth, Branded, Mathmech, Vanquish Soul, even Rescue Ace, they all run back row. Having an option to get rid of their back row and banish it for good, dude, this thing is just cracked. At number 5, we've got Droll and Lockbird. The efficiency of Droll and Lockbird can vary significantly based on the opponent's starting plays and the variant of Snake-Eyes that they're playing. While it has the potential to halt the opponent's searching entirely, its effectiveness can be situational at times, and its overall meta use can also fluctuate on its impact. So understanding whether or not Droll synergizes with you and your strategy and playstyle, and given the current meta and the reliance of many decks on searching effects, Droll is a great option, but arguably can be played through by the Snake-Eyes option, but I just wanted to throw it in there since we already covered Dimension Shifter. These 5 counters, when employed thoughtfully and at the right moments, can provide you with the leverage needed to dismantle the Snake-Eyes strategy, offering a blend of graveyard disruptions, search negations, and spell trap removal. The effectiveness of these counters not only underscores the importance of strategic card selection, but also highlights the necessity of adapting your tactics to Snake-Eyes, especially since Snake-Eyes have just shot up to a tier 1 ranking. Now let's move on to the board breakers. In confronting the formidable boards established by Snake-Eyes decks, players must incorporate a diverse set of tools and strategies. Board breakers serve as an essential component in disrupting and controlling the flow of the game and taking back the momentum. And no specific orders, we have Nibiru, the Primal Being. Nibiru's impact varies significantly against Snake-Eyes. The deck's ability to anticipate and counteract Nibiru through specific card placements like Flameburge makes timing crucial. Triple Tactics Talents and Triple Tactics Thrust. Thrust and Talents shine by offering the flexibility to adapt to the opponent's board, including stealing an established Appaloosa. This not only disrupts their defensive setup, but can turn the tide by providing you with significant counter-attack tools. Super Polymerization. This Super Polymerization thrives against Snake-Eyes by leveraging their common board compositions. Utilizing fusion materials like Garura and Muddragon can dismantle each component of the opponent's board. And finally, to conclude the board breakers list, of course, we've got the Lava Golems, the Kaijus, and the Kurikara. You could even do a Sphere mode if you'd like. However, I feel like Sphere mode requiring 3 is still not that great or reliant in the meta. These cards still act as a safety net, providing straightforward solutions to remove problematic monsters on the field. Their utility lies in their ability to bypass protective effects, making them reliable options. So if you're able to run these cards, I think that you should. And finally, moving on to the floodgates, you've got Necro Valley, Different Dimension Ground, Soul Release, which is a TCG tech, so try it out. I haven't tried it out myself, but I know it's doing very well in the TCG. Dimensional Barrier, call out Synchros, Spellbound, call out Links, No Material, prevent the extra deck summoning, Macro Cosmos, Dimensional Fissure, and even the likes of Summon Limit. These floodgates aim to inhibit the Snake-Eyes deck's operational capacity, targeting their reliance on graveyard synergy, special summons, and spell trap activation. The challenge in Master Duel lies in the timing and the game's pace. Securing these floodgates early is paramount. The inherent risk is that you're unable to establish control from the start. The opponent might mirror the strategy and lock you out instead. As we all know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not black and white, it's very nuanced and flexible in the way that the meta evolves, so you too should evolve your approach to incorporating these elements and always aim for the best and most optimal strategic advantage that can pivot the game in your favor. If you like this counter guide and you like these counter guides, please go ahead and don't forget to give us a like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really does a lot for us and the channel as we continue to grow in the social media space. Thank you so much for everyone. I could not be here without you all, and I appreciate everyone very, very much. Take care and best of luck beating the new Tier 1 deck, Snake-Eyes.